to share this recipe. I've got my Ramadan outfit on, my vibes are happening. This is from Tryano. It's so comfortable for Ramadan, and even like for like the Greek island, whichever way you look at it, it's so lovely and it's super comfortable and fluid. Today's recipe is amazing. It is a cheat fatteh. I call it Fatteh Recipe. It's the take on Fatteh Magdous, which is with aubergine, but it's so much quicker, it's so easy, and it's super healthy. We bake the bread, we dry grill the aubergine. It looks amazing and it tastes absolutely delicious with probably half the calories. So let's make it. Here are my things, and I'm gonna explain. You basically need 3 parts to this recipe because it's 3 layers. You need the crispy bread. I usually use brown baked bread, but I don't have any, so we're just gonna use the white Arabic bread, and I just put it in the oven for it to toast, and then I'm gonna break it up. Usually this is fried, but we are saving calories and going healthy. And then you're gonna need the aubergine with the beef. So this is the eggplant that I'm using. It's this small kind of eggplant, and I'll explain what we're gonna do with them later. And then we have low-fat minced beef, and we have a chopped tomato over here. It's just like peeled chopped tomato, and then we've got strained tomato as well. I like the chopped tomato for texture, but then this one for more the sauce. We've got onions as well, of course, and then this is just for garnish, the pomegranate and some almonds or whatever nuts you have. You can use pine nuts. And obviously the spices, the traditional Arabic spices that we always use, 7 spices and cinnamon. And then the other layer, the second layer that we're gonna use after that beautiful aubergine meaty tomato sauce is the yogurt, is the cold yogurt that's gonna go on top. So you've got the crunch from the bread, you've got the delicious tangy tomato meaty aubergine sauce, and then you've got the cold drizzling yogurt on top, and that will need natural yogurt, garlic, and tahina, and a bit of salt, and that's it, okay? So we're gonna whisk that. It's gonna be a nice creamy yogurty sauce, and we're gonna just layer it right before serving. It's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna taste even better. So the first step, you wanna toast the bread. So I've got this Arabic bread, and I just split it in half, and I didn't even put it on a tray or anything. I just put it in my oven like so, and it needs around 5 minutes. It's gonna start to get hard. We wait for it to cool down before we break it up. The first step is you need around 1 kilo of natural yogurt, and you're gonna add some garlic. And it depends on you and how much you like garlic, okay? We like garlic in this family, and it's super good for immunity. So I think you should add more these days. So I'm gonna add 2 cloves and make it really garlicky, okay? Like that, beautiful. And now I'm gonna add some salt. This is just pink salt, and you need around a teaspoon of pink salt to 1 kilo of natural yogurt, okay? This is a big family portion. It's great for Ramadan. Around 1.5 tablespoons of tahina, and then you will need a whisk because that's what's gonna give it the nice creamy consistency. And after a couple of minutes, you're gonna see a gorgeous creamy texture. And this is the gorgeous consistency we're looking for. It's super nice, and it just drizzles like that. And we can just refrigerate it until we need it, and it smells amazing. The difference between Fatteh Magdous and Fatteh Recipe, which is this one, the cheat fatteh, is all about the cut of the eggplant. So instead of removing it and decoring it and stuffing it and doing that whole spiel, we're just going to slice it, and it's so much quicker and just as tasty. The only thing you need are pretty eggplants. So you don't want these like big gigantic eggplants. You could use it, but I find these so pretty, and you can easily find them in the supermarket. And what I do is I just like trim the stem. I don't even chop it up because I think they look so pretty. Like I just pluck them from the garden, when in reality I went to the supermarket, and I just slice them thinly like this. And one step that you have to do before using the eggplant is you have to salt them. So you want to do this around 1 hour before you start. Is you just add a bit of salt to your eggplants like this, and that's going to release the bitter water. And when your eggplants have released all the bitter juices, you just want to pat them dry, so when you saute them, they're not wet. So you want a hot pan, you want to add some olive oil, heat it up. This is quite a hot pan. And then you're going to add your aubergine that you've patted dry, and they're ready to go. And you just need a bit of olive oil. So this is the part where we don't fry, we're just kind of sauteing, and you can omit the oil. If you don't want to add oil and you want to go even lighter, you don't even have to add the oil at this point, okay? And we're just gonna give them a nice crust, a nice golden color. So this is the kind of crust that we're looking for. You see this nice golden color, and we want all our eggplants to look like that before we set them aside. Okay, so we're just gonna wait until they get that beautiful color. So they're looking nice and caramelized, and I'm just setting them aside. And now you don't have to add olive oil every time. You don't want to add oil again for the second batch, you don't have to. And if you feel they're getting too dry, then you can just add a quick squig, even if your aubergines are in the pan. Look at the gorgeous caramelization on these eggplants. And you want to do that beforehand. So it's better if you do that in the morning even, okay? Now we're gonna make the sauce. To a hot pot, I'm gonna add some onions, 1 chopped onion, and just sweat them a bit. So after around 7 minutes of sauteing our onions, we're gonna add our low-fat beef mince, and we're gonna break it up a bit. And before the meat's brown, you wanna add your spices. So I have some 7 spices, cinnamon, and black pepper, and that's all gonna go in. And I'm gonna mix it while the meat's getting brown. I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of pink salt, you can use any salt, and just break up the meat until it's nice and brown. So after around 10 minutes, all the water, all the juices of the meat is gonna be absorbed, and you want it to be nice and dry before adding the chopped tomato. Now I'm gonna add the chopped tomato, and I like this because I like the sauce to be a bit chunky, so I mix between chopped tomato and strained tomato. So I'll just add a bit of both, around 1 cup of each, and that's gonna give me texture and sauce at the same time. And that's how it's gonna look like. You wanna simmer that on low heat for around 10-12 minutes before you add the eggplants back in. And now for the funnest part, get all your aggression out of these poor toasts. You just wanna break them up. So I just stack them up together, and then I just break them up like that. And this is gonna be my serving dish. So I'm just making this mess on my serving dish. That's the best way, it's the easiest way. So after around 10 minutes of simmering, we're gonna gently add our aubergine back in and just cook for another 10 minutes or so, because they're already half cooked and caramelized. So that's how it looks like. You don't worry about putting them deep down inside the sauce. You don't want to break them up. So just do this gently, and then you're going to cover the pot for around 8-10 minutes, and that's it. So while the sauce is simmering, I just have some hot oil, and I'm going to add some nuts. You can use pine nuts. I just have almonds now, so I'm just going to put some almonds, and we want a nice golden color. And once your almonds are nice and golden like this, you want to take them out of the frying pan and put them into a glass dish, or they will burn. You can't keep them in the frying pan. And again, guys, you can totally do this without any oil. You can just dry fry them. I like to drizzle a bit of the oil on top of the yogurt, and I like also the glisten, like the way the nuts shine on the top. So it's totally up to you. If you want to be healthier, you could not use oil at the aubergine and no oil while you're also roasting the nuts. And our gorgeous sauce is ready. Look at that. Oh, absolutely beautiful. The beauty about this dish is that you can make all of this in advance in the morning and just plate up before serving. I love it because it's a make-ahead dish. So you make the bread, the yogurt, the sauce. Right now we're gonna eat soon, so I will plate up. So now you get the eggplants, and delicately you just put them. I like to choose the ones with the stems and put them all outside, just like that, and like these ones. And you just put them all around the dish like that. And if you have any torn ones, this will happen. I just want to show you. Most of them are okay, but if you get pieces like this, it's totally okay. They're still gonna look pretty. Just stick them in the middle, because we're gonna cover that with the sauce. So you want your nice looking ones on the edge, because that's gonna show. And you just want to put all that gorgeous tomato and beef sauce in the middle. And you want to do this fairly quickly because you still want your bread to be crispy. Everybody does their fette differently. You can put the bread on top, but I like the way it's going to look like this. And I like there to be crunchy bits. I like there to be soggy bits. I like it all to be mixed up and have like different textures in the middle. And while that's piping hot, you're going to add the cold yogurt. And I love like how it has many textures, different temperatures, all on one dish. And you want to just layer that on top, that garlicky deliciousness. And it's just going to be beautiful with the different colors as well. And you'll see how we'll garnish it. Gorgeous. And now we're going to make it look pretty. So we're going to put those gorgeous nuts that we roasted with the oil. See, this is why I like the oil, because that's, again, hot, cold, hot, cold. I'm just gonna put that. You can use, again, any nuts that you like. I like it lathered in nuts with the oils of the nuts. And then I'm gonna put some pomegranate for some red color, like this. It's like a jeweled fette. I love it. And then we're gonna put some green as well. Some chopped parsley, like this. And it's got all these gorgeous different colors everywhere. And then at the end, I'm gonna put a bit of pomegranate molasses and a drizzle of the good stuff, a bit of pomegranate molasses on the top. And that is a showstopper at dinner parties or just for yourselves home. Please stay home as well, and that's it. I mean, I love this dish. It's as tasty as it looks, and it's really easy to make. And this, who would believe this is cheap fette? Fette que. Hope you enjoy the recipe.